失格だにゃ。
今のわしはただの一個人だからな。友人との休暇のために戦うもよかろう。一仕事終われば温泉だ。リース、お主も来たのか。
当然ですわ。
Without doubt, Hia stole this episode for me, with her wanting to test out the reproduction and her getting basically hot and bothered by Reese and Fleo kind of like, you know, love. She's like, she wants to feel it too. I was like, dang, Hia. She's like, yo, she's in her mind like gonna test on the soul of the girl that she absorbed. She's like, I'm gonna test this on you so I can go like figure out what I'm gonna do with all this feelings. And then she ends up going to like the adult store later on with one of the girls. So I was like, oh my god, yeah. Also, I can't get over the fact that someone in the comments, they'll probably be like, oh, that was me. But someone in the comments that posted out, like, have you ever just noticed how Hia's just floating everywhere? Her little feet are just always just dangling. Like, she's never walking. She's always just like floating everywhere. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. I love that little detail that they put into the show. But without a doubt, Hia stole the episode for me. Hia, whatever you want to call her. She stole the episode for me for sure. And like, it was just so funny. She even offered to join Reese and Fleo. She was like, oh, you're going to go do some, I'll come. And Reese was like, no, this is the one time you get to be back. And I was like, dude, that's some funny stuff. So, to Another World, episode number 11. So it looks like next week basically what we're building up to is, I guess, the old Demon Lord versus the new Demon Lord. That's what we're facing off, or what we're building up to, is that final battle between the two brothers. And that's kind of like the big moment next week, which is overall, like, if that's all we really have to look forward to, it's kind of disappointing. At the end of the day, you know, my main interest in this show is really centered around Reese and Fleo and kind of seeing them consummate that. You know, they're married at this point. Like, I kind of want to, like, you know, I don't want to be crude, but I kind of want to say, like, yo, go get it on. Like, let's pop a kid, or, you know, let's do something. Like, let's get some passion, you know? And that's the one thing that I don't know if the show is afraid to go there. I don't know, maybe the author's inexperienced. It just doesn't know how to write that. I don't know if when the author was coming up with the story, that's just not their intention. They just kind of want to play loosely with that, with those feelings, or with, you know, whatever the case is. But like, for us as viewers, like, that's the big payoff of the show, is seeing Reese and Fleo kind of like, you know, become one or something like that. Or at very least, I guess the second prize, or the, you know, the silver medal that I will take, is seeing Belly Rosa and the Demon Lord get closer. Of course, we have Mew Mew Girl, the little cat girl or whatever, Illuminous or whatever, you know, who's also in love. But like, let's see the Demon Lord get with Belly Rosa and her, you know, whatever. Like, you know, that could be like a secondary payoff. But for me, it's really all comes back to Fleo and Reese. But if you kind of take if you take Hia away from this episode, and we don't really need to take anything away, but if you do, if you remove that, and really just remove Hia from this episode, like, not a whole lot happened. We picked up from last week, and the new Demon Lord is struggling with just being the Demon Lord. And the succubus is like, okay, we need to take our folks out, so they bring them to the hot springs. Fleo and his gang, they're coming here for just vacation to come hang out and, you know, have some fun. Reese is coming here to make a baby. And that story pushes forward. And that's really it. That's all that really happened. Again, I thought it was a pretty fun episode. I thought it had a few, you know, really funny moments. So for me, I think by and large, this episode was a pretty good episode. But when you remember that, hey, this is the episode before the last episode of the season, you're like, well, what was this? Feels like, you know, like kind of like filler in the middle of a season or something, like along, like, you know, a 20-40 episode season. This feels like, you know, right there in the middle, like kind of like filler-ish before like the next arc. But this doesn't feel like the episode before the last episode. And this is a recurring theme this spring season, where we're ending these shows with very little to no payoff for viewership at all. Like, for, like, you know, the people who have invested their time into this show. So anyways, I'll keep it short and sweet. That's all I have to say. You know, Hia stole the show this week, and it was an entertaining episode. And it was an episode that I am surprised is the episode before the last episode, because it looks like next week all we're going to have is old Demon Lord versus new Demon Lord, and maybe we get a kiss or something at best case scenario. So anyways, I'll see you guys next week for the last episode. Let me know your guys' thoughts about this week's episode in the comments down below. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you then. Peace out.